All right. You know how invested I am in Isaiah Simmons being a huge part of this team.
Yes.
From even the
I love Isaiah.
The night they drafted him, then the next year they draft Zaven Collins, and there was always a talk of, okay, well, who do you have more confidence in? And I always was on the Isaiah Simmons side. I really think Isaiah Simmons, the talent is obvious. I feel like he has a good attitude about this for the most part. And yet it would be ridiculous to say that Isaiah Simmons right now is more reliable than Zaven Collins. Zaven Collins has taken steps forward. Isaiah Simmons seems at times a little bit lost. I'm not even saying it's his fault. This is what happens when you switch coaches and coaching staffs, and when your previous coaching staff is moving you all over the place constantly and not letting you just be one player. But man, watching that game on Saturday night, Wolf, and it's a preseason game, and it's a few plays in a preseason game against the Chiefs. I'm not saying Isaiah Simmons' career is going in the wrong direction. It's not that. I just found myself wondering, is there any scenario where Isaiah Simmons figures it out and is on the Cardinals in 2 years? Because it feels like he's either not going to figure it out and he's going to have to start over somewhere else, or he is going to figure it out and somebody else is going to take him.
Yeah, this is really, really tough for me because you know how much respect I have for Isaiah Simmons and how much I like this kid as well, and how much I would love to go back and change how they handled Isaiah Simmons when he came in.
Yeah.
This is just me once again.
No, I think it's him too.
And I'm not saying that it would have made the difference, that suddenly Isaiah Simmons would be going to Pro Bowls, because if he just would have done it the way that I said he should do it, no, that's not what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. But this kid, I think, will never know, because he is so talented. He has so much ability, so many talents, that people want to move him all over the place to see if he can actually absorb all of those talents. That was the problem. That was the problem when he came into the league. That's what they wanted to do. He was the X factor. This is a new in this new day, in this new age of football, where we have the spread. Isaiah Simmons is going to be huge because you can line him up on the edge. You can line him up in the slot. You can line him up as a deep safety. You can line him up as the weak side inside. You could play him anywhere. And that's exactly what I think has unraveled him right now. And his consistency, I think, has suffered because of it. I just watching Isaiah, I was disappointed watching him play in this second preseason game, and he was given the opportunity to play, and I was disappointed. There was what appeared to be a lack of effort to me from time to time.
Yeah.
And that was disappointing.
Isaiah Simmons right now feels like, how you, and I know you hate this too, so this is probably the perfect analogy for you. When you've got like an hour and you got to get like 8 things done, and these 8 things got to get done, and you end up trying to do all 8 at once, and none of them get done because you're trying to do 8 things at once. Whereas if you just focused on one and got it done, and then focused on the second thing and got it done, you'd at least get through half the list, whatever. That's what Isaiah Simmons is as a football player right now, it feels like, because I have to think on some level the first 3 years it was like, okay, you're a linebacker and you're a dollar backer, and then you're an edge rusher and you're a safety and you're this and you're that and you're all these different things, and then you ended up being nothing. Now I have to think on some level he's probably thinking, I'm a safety now, and I've got to make up for the last 3 years, and I've got to prove myself to this new coaching staff. It's pretty hard to defend his game on Saturday, but we really should be at a point where like it shouldn't matter to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like if James Conner went out there and didn't play well on Saturday, we'd all be like, all right, it's the preseason. But with Simmons, it's like, no, he's got to reprove everything at a new position to a new coaching staff. I'm just worried I maintain this, and I have all along, he's going to figure it out. I'm worried it's going to be on the Ravens or the Eagles.
You know what, honestly,
Seahawks.
I'm with you on that one right there, especially when you're talking about a new regime that is coming in here. They're trying to find him a position. I love the fact that they settled on safety. They said, this is what you're going to be right here. You know me. I still think he should have been a weak side inside linebacker, and I was surprised because I thought they would have taken him with the Hassan Reddick situation being what that was.
Yeah.
They would have taken him from the second level and, in this case, the third level as a safety and stuck him on the edge. It wasn't Zaven Collins that I thought was going on the edge. I thought it was Isaiah Simmons going on the edge at this point right now. But, to have what I think was a lack of effort from Isaiah is what is scary to me. And I don't know if that quarterback hit and the fact he got flagged for the quarterback hit, I don't know if that impacted him in any way, shape, or form. But when he turned down the hit on Buechele in the second quarter,
that was weird.
That's bad.
Isaiah Simmons, hits. Dude, and more than pretty much anybody on this defense, with the exception of Budda Baker, how many times over the last couple of years, I know he hasn't been consistent, but how many times over the last couple of years do you see somebody on the other team get laid out and you're like, I can't see the number, but that must be Isaiah Simmons, and it almost always is. And to your point, like you said earlier, he hit Marcus Valdes-Scantling. It seemed like kind of a questionable call on him.
No, it was. It was awful.
But I didn't feel like the effort was missing prior to that. It seemed like it was in the second quarter of the effort. I mean, what defensive player ever pulls up with a chance to take a shot at a quarterback?
Yes, exactly. And I understand, too. Dave Pasch brought it up on air, and I thought it was an excellent observation where he was talking about the fact that, hey, maybe he thought he was a quarterback. He was going to run out of bounds.
I'm sure he did.
And Buechele did not do that.
No.
And that's the thing, though. You can't ever assume that.
No.
As a defender, you can't.
Well, and if you hit him there, what is it? It's just half the distance to the goal line, so it'd be 3 inches. I mean, it wasn't.
Well, there's, fines maybe, or, depending on how bad of a hit it was.
This is Jonathan Gannon on Isaiah Simmons after the game on Saturday. They asked him to grade his safety.
I got to watch the tape on that. I know he had the one penalty, which was bang, bang. It was a good physical play. And then a couple times in coverage, might have lost leverage, but we'll go back to the tape and get him cleaned up.
Okay, well, Gannon has watched the tape and he's talking this morning, so we'll circle back to that. Here's Isaiah Simmons after the game. They asked how he feels.
So, encouraging because I know, just with who we got in here, it's going to be easy fixes for us. Just like I said, just some small little things within the game that we need to correct that obviously small things could lead to bigger things. So, really just nipping those things in the bud from here on out. Still in camp, which is a good thing. So still got building to do and, tasks we need to accomplish. So.
See, it seems as though he's talking about the defense right there, not himself personally.
He's talking about the whole team.
He's talking about the whole team and the defense in particular when he's talking about we.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And once again, I want to see this guy get it. I really do. I want to see him get it because I think it was a raw deal that he got coming in, and I think that messed him up, and I think he probably will get it if he goes somewhere else. I think he'll get the opportunity. They'll stick him in one position, and suddenly the light bulb will go on in the shed.
Hopefully it's here.
I hope it is
The problem is now if it's here this year, then some other team's going to be like, all right, we'll take you. And if it's not here this year, I could see the coaching staff and Monty Ossenfort being like, look, man, we didn't draft you and you're just not getting it. And it'd be one of those things where you couldn't even blame them at this. Like if he played this whole upcoming season the way he played on Saturday, they're not going to bring him back. But I do think he's going to get it somewhere.